I have these categories. It's top tier, like, I feel like this is pretty important. I have useful, I have it's a mixed bag, like it's like a good or a bad. Low impact, it doesn't mean it's better than mixed bag, it's just yes or no. And then I have risky. Maybe nothing will go here, I have no idea. We could always work on this in the future, but this is some of the advice that I've seen from the community, some from you guys. And just because I've been playing the game for about a month now, and I've also been streaming the game, so I've been speaking with a lot of you, obviously in chat here. Don't sell frames, mixed bag. So yeah, let's talk about it, okay? So we can talk about it here and go over the tier list and kind of see what we think, right? The first one here, have fun, is top tier. And it might be fucking stupid, and it might sound generic as hell, but to be honest, dude, I've done some things in this game that I don't think is fun at all. And it's very, you know, very few things are like this, but there are some things, man, that is just, if you're not having fun in Warframe, or in any game for that matter, especially Warframe because it's so dense, there's just so much stuff, so much shit, so much content. If you're not having fun, you're probably not going to play the game, right? I'm going to look at the next one. It's join a clan. I'm going to say this is useful. I don't think you have to do this. What do you think? I feel like join a clan is pretty fucking useful. And that's primarily because you get a lot of weapons from the dojo. You got the Tenno dojo, the labs, like, or not dojo, but the labs, right? You got the Tenno lab, you got a ton of them. And I got the majority of my most enjoyable weapons from there, outside of Sea-Doo. Like, somebody gave me Sea-Doo, but I was using Ignis and the Ignis Wraith for a while, and I really did enjoy those. So I think joining a clan is useful, at least for a new player, to be honest. Could be dead and you could join it. True, but I mean, if you join the clan, that's more than likely going to invite you as a new player. It's going to be pretty populated with a lot of new players. It's just like any other MMO where you log in and you get invite spammed. And it's not that bad in Warframe, but I got like 3 invites on my first day. And I said no, no. And then the third one, I was like, okay, sure. So I'll put it in useful. Like, for me, it's been top tier, but for other people, it might just be useful. So the next one is going to be region chat. I'm going to say this one's useful because I've been playing for a month, and somebody told me about it 2 days ago. Yeah, you guys told me about it 2 days ago. 2 days ago that you had to turn on. Ooh, yeah, true. You know what? It's a mixed bag. And I didn't even know about it. You know what? I'm going to put it in low impact. Never mind. I'm going to put it in low impact because I barely used it. Because I just had it turn on. It's really good for asking people questions, but at the same time, if you have a clan, I think it's more than likely that people will be responsive and helpful in a clan than in, like, region chat, right? Have you guys... it's borderline mixed bag, but I'm going to put it in low impact for now. Region chat is low-key risky. You can sometimes say the wrong thing and get banned. I feel like as a new user, you're probably not just going to say the wrong thing and get banned. You're not going to do the Neza link or anything like that, like, accidentally. You're going to see it and know exactly what you're doing. See Wisp fashion frame? I might put in a risky then if you're going to say that. Chat tooltips. This one's huge, dude. This is the one that you guys tell me about all the time, where you go into chat and you type a bracket and you can just say something like this and you have all these options. You type it, right? Maybe I'm noob at this because I don't do it all the time, to be honest, but a lot of people do it and it's very helpful. And then you get exactly what it is. So you can do this for items, you can do this for, I mean, mods, weapons, warframes. I think you can do it for some other things like not quest dialogue, but like quest objectives for certain things. Mod config as well. Yeah, that's a good one. Let me try that. Yeah, let me try mod config. Hold on. Dude, it's so nice. Wait, select item to link? I've never even done this, dude. This looks so nice. Holy shit. Yeah, that's so good. My build's shit, okay? My build is shit, but damn. Yeah, it's super useful, dude. It's top tier, 100% top tier. Song? What about this song? Final Fantasy? I'll skip it. Alright, the next thing is consult the Warframe wiki. I'm gonna say that this is useful. I want to say useful, but I also want to say mixed bag, because I can't tell you how many people I know personally who would, if I looked at them and I said, hey man, you're confused, open up the wiki, they would stop playing the game. I had a friend do that with Black Desert Online, and they have an integrated wiki. If you told me to open the wiki, I would quit. I'm going to keep it as useful just because it does tell you about things that are vaulted, right? Like, I'll put this up here too, vaulted items. wiki, it's like the same thing. It probably shouldn't even be its own category. But the way that I see this is, like, I was gonna go farm Garuda Prime when I first started about a month ago. I would have been really pissed off if I went and farmed that relic, because you can go into your relic table in your orbiter, right? You can type in what you need and it'll tell you that, you know, this is the relic and then it comes from here. But if I went and farmed that, dude, and I didn't get it, like, let's say I played for like an hour. If I did that for an hour and I didn't get the thing that I was grinding for, I would have been pissed off. So I think going to the wiki, seeing that it's vaulted, unavailable, or available is nice. But I really wish, bro, I'm not talking about rage. I just really wish that the game gave you more of this information in the UI. Like whether it's like BDO where it's an integrated UI, or if it just fucking told you, I don't know. But it would be nice. But because of that, the wiki is extremely useful, right? And this is going to be like a botched tier list. I just wanted to make it kind of for myself, and I'm probably going to have my brother look at it. I'm going to download it after this and fucking send it to him, and I'm going to put it in that Discord, because it's ultimately going to be my opinion. What do you guys think about getting Rhino early? 100% a mixed bag, because I didn't get Rhino until about 2 weeks into the game. And if I had gotten him earlier, and I waited 3 days, because 3 days is a long time whenever you first start playing the game, if I got Rhino, dude, I might have stopped playing the game. Because he is so boring. Okay, he is so boring, dude. People watch gameplay in Warframe, they see you hopping and jumping and shooting and killing, and then you play Rhino, and your one is a charge that barely goes anywhere. And he's a cool frame, right? He's cool. But dude, he's not fun. His one doesn't do anything. You know, it's just... I told my brother to get Rhino if he wants to be tanky, but if he wants to have fun, don't get Rhino. I was just excited for him to grind something, but that's it. Ooh, I'm saying mixed bag, man. I would say top tier because the devs made his resources easier to get, specifically as he's the first frame that you can farm. I'm gonna say mixed bag, man, because if I went through and did the whole grind, dude, like if I went through and I say whole grind, because as a brand new player, you're gonna spend a few hours getting them, getting the shit you need to craft them. It's not a lot, but as a new player, you're probably gonna have the wiki open, or you're gonna be typing a lot in chat to get a lot of questions answered, or you're gonna spend a lot of time on YouTube. You're gonna get him after 3 days, and you might not like him, you know? He's good if you're struggling, he's too boring otherwise. I really don't think a lot of people are gonna be struggling. Because if you get to the point in the game to where you're struggling, and Rhino is the answer to your problems, you could probably just open another tab and then find somebody who gives you a build that's better, right? That's how I feel. I don't know, I feel like he's a band-aid for another problem. You know? Which would be like, watch tutorials and online shit. Now, what do you guys think about this, though? What do you guys think about watch tutorials and online guides? I would say that this is a mixed bag. But I'm straight up gonna say it's useful. Yeah, spoilers are a risk. I want to say it's a mixed bag. I'm really used to playing MMOs. I've been playing them my whole life. So from my perspective, for me having to have another tab open, have a second monitor, like it's not really that big of a deal. Like even though I didn't have a second monitor for years, like up until a few years ago, dude, I still always had like a tab of probably like Mozilla Firefox in the background at the time. But dude, I don't know. I'm not saying like you have to go watch like some new player tutorial or something. But I think they're useful in a lot of cases, but the thing is, like, I've heard a lot about other platforms being a little sketchy, and I'm gonna put it in mixed bag. I'm gonna put it in mixed bag because also, again, with, like, doing a lot of research on the wiki or on YouTube, and you end up going down this rabbit hole, and then playing Warframe becomes very daunting. Like, there were a few times, and I haven't had this with Warframe because I'm streaming it, but when I first started playing Black Desert Online, as an example, because it's a big game, I always get really overwhelmed, and I only play that game for, like, a month. Because I get a grasp of the couple of things that I want to do, and then I look at something else and I'm like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. Like, it's just too much. I'm gonna say it's a mixed bag, honestly, like flat out, because spoilers and the sense of an overwhelming amount of content for a new player. A guide on YouTube convinced me to play before I was really aimless and did not like the game at the start. I watched Warframe Flow's 7 to 8 videos, whatever it is. And it's good, man. It's really good. Again, I was telling Sagen the other day, I feel like it jumps to a little bit more advanced stages in the game a little bit too quickly, but now that I'm doing Angels of Zariman and I've done Veilbreaker, and there's even more content in the game, I feel like really he didn't. I feel like I just didn't even see the sheer scope of Warframe, and I really didn't understand how much content is in the game, to be honest. I think he did a really good job, and for that reason, like, I would say it's really useful, but at the same time, like, if I wouldn't watch somebody else's, and I'm not going to say any names, but I did see a new player's guide the other day, and it was not good, and I think if I were a new player, it would have turned me off the game. That's why I prefer to try before watching a guide, so you can see that the guide isn't actually out of scope. Yeah, exactly. This is probably the only time I've ever done that, to be honest. I believe strongly in, like, trying it first as well, which is why a lot of the time, like, I get mad at people in chat who, like, dump spoilers and shit on me. Or, like, tell me how to do something before I've even tried to do it, and, you know, outside of me specifically asking. Farm, public hub, standing. I'm gonna say this piece of advice is good, but it's also very low impact starting out, I think. Yeah, low impact. It gets really boring. I would say if you could do it, like, if you enjoyed bounties, I would say do it, but other than that, like, it's low impact. I kind of wish that I had done a little bit more earlier on, but honestly, I've only been playing for a month, so it's not even that big of a deal. The only reason I would put this any higher, and, like, for any new player, I would keep in mind that whenever you get to Fortuna, if you enjoy the content at Fortuna, just do it. Just do a little bit, because the faster you get to rank 5, the sooner you don't have to do index. But yeah, if you're bored of the game, stop doing that content, move on, right? All right, join syndicates early, top tier. Top tier 100%, there's no downside to it. Unless you're like me and you maybe went with the Red Veil and you're only friendly with two syndicates. Can somebody in chat with a little bit more experience articulate which syndicates a new player should join? Which one? Because I joined Red Veil and 4 of them hate me out of 6. New Loca, Permium Squad for items. They're all about the same. Okay, you guys don't think it really matters? Like, if it's too much of a headache, just join one. And you get, like, free experience towards it, dude. Like, by the time I even started paying attention, I was at, like, level 3. Alright, the next one is complete junctions. Telling a new player to go complete their fucking junctions is top tier. Because it's what I told myself when I first started playing. And I thought, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do I do? And I just looked, I was like, okay, what is the next planet? Like, where do I go? And that's what I did. I went and farmed my junctions. It ended up having me do a couple of quests. It unlocked some more planets for me. It showed me some more content in the game. Not a whole lot at the start, but it still unlocked some content for me. They're mandatory to do, but you know how many new player guides don't say do your star chart? A lot of them just say do what you want, have fun, don't feel pressure to do anything. Like, I'm telling you, just do your fucking junctions. If you feel like you're aimless and if you're not sure, like, what goal you should have, go do your junctions. Go unlock a new planet. It'll have new shit on there, and then you can do something else from there. But, like, just whenever you're at a stopping point, you're like, what do I do? Unlock the next planet. That's it. Unlock the next planet. Go do it. It'll give you a motive. It gives you, like, 3 things you got to do to go unlock it. It's really fun. I like it. If you try to follow the main quest, it will ask you to advance on your planet. So yeah, you need to open junctions. I agree. Top tier. Yeah, for sure. Not just because it's mandatory, but because it offers a little bit of guidance in a game that has virtually none, to be honest. I said follow the blinking blue dots to somebody. That's a good way to get somebody to stop playing the game. I was doing the completionist thing when I was completing my star chart. I was like, I'm going to do Earth. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to do the next few planets, and I'm going to complete all of them. And then I got to, like, Jupiter, and I thought that was too much, dude. Like, that was way too much. It's too much. Just do whatever. Like, just progress. As long as you're progressing, you're fine. Actually, as long as you're having fun, to be honest. But yeah, there's too many blinking blue dots. Too many. Experiment with mods. I think it's top tier because the sooner that you experiment yourself instead of following a random guide, the sooner you understand what's going on. Like, once you get to the point to where you're putting shit together in your mods, in your weapons, and you go, I don't know why it's not dealing more damage, that's when you should probably look up a guide or something. But up until that point, do whatever you want. If you want a sword that deals electricity damage, do that. If you want a sword that deals fire damage, do that. You know, just do whatever the fuck you want. Mod it if you want crit. You should always put damage on it, by the way. Like, always put damage. You know, outside of a few rare exceptions. Damage. I'd call it a mixed bag, since they don't give you a lot to start with. I think once you start doing a little bit of, even I would say, like, mid-tier, mid to low-tier progression on your star chart, you're getting enough mods to where you can start throwing stuff together. Okay, level gear for mastery rank. I'll say it's useful. I don't think this is super important for somebody, like, inside of their first couple of weeks. You know, it might be nice later on, but I don't think right out of the gate it's super important. Leveling gear is good because you're trying different things and you're having a lot of fun, but I think it's a little bit less important right out of the gate and while you're working on your star chart initially. I'm sure later on, like after Jupiter, it's probably important. You can increase the amount of trades you get, or the trades that you can do. You also increase the amount of standing per day that you can get, along with unlocking other weapons. Like MR8's a big one. You unlock a lot of weapons from the dojo, but I wouldn't say it's like top tier. Not for an early player. Depends on how determined the person is. I would say, like, I'm going off like your average person. If this is like somebody who's prepared to no life a game, honestly, they have the time and probably the will to go open up another tab, and they're probably gonna have YouTube open the whole time. Like, even if they don't, if somebody's driven, this will help them for like a day or two, you know. But I'm talking about like your mid person, like maybe the person who maybe at most plays for like 2 hours a day, because most people do not play for that long, even Warframe. Mastery is more trades, more rep per day, and more weapons, Warframe slots. All right, the next one, recycle your mods for Endo. This one's really dumb because I feel like it's really obvious. But at the same time, you can sell your mods for credits, right? Am I wrong? You can sell your mods for credits. I've never done it. I still have to go through and extract like probably 1,000 mods. You don't need the credits that bad. Like, you'll get credits from doing your junctions. Complete your junctions, you'll get credits. Save your mods for Endo. Just extract them, right? Yes, make sure to always keep a copy. Keep 2 copies. Keep 2 copies, actually, because one of them you might upgrade, and then you realize that as, you know, it's too expensive for your weapon, then you could just put the lower level on there. So always keep 2 of everything. Keep 2 of every mod. The rest of them, extract them for Endo. Spend starting plat wisely. Also, top tier. I think there's a lot of really good advice from you guys, to be honest, and from the community. With your starting plat of 55, you could buy 2 frame slots and 1 weapon slot, and that comes with 2 weapon slots for 1, right? For 12. Do not buy a fucking color palette. Do not buy cosmetics right out of the gate, because then you're gonna get really excited about playing your thing. You're gonna unlock a new frame or a new weapon. You're gonna go, oh shit, I don't have any plat. Just don't rush. Do not rush building. Save it for whenever you get a new weapon or you get a new Warframe, okay? All right, the next one is avoid wasting platinum. Don't go and buy frames, or most shit for that matter, off the market. Do not do that. If you want to buy something, like let's say you see Garuda Prime and you're like, she looks badass, I want to play the shit out of her. If you want to play Gauss because you want to go fast, buy it from another player. There's a Warframe.market, buy it from there. Do not rush stuff. Again, do not rush anything in your foundry. Just go do something else, play a different game, play Warframe, complete your junctions. There's going to be a ton of content out there. Like, I don't want to say what content. There's just a shit ton. There's going to be a lot. Just don't rush, dude. Just don't rush. Keep your quest rewards. Don't sell it. If you get something from a quest, keep it. Keep it until you're a veteran, and then you can make that decision. But like, starting out, you do a quest, you get a reward, you keep that reward. Don't sell Broken War, don't sell Natarak, Rumblejack, right? And don't sell your Zoras. They're all really good. You might want them later on, and they're kind of a pain in the ass to get, if I'm not mistaken. Invest in enjoyable upgrades. I'm gonna put this here in useful. Like, it's good. Like, it kind of goes with having fun. It's like right here. I'm not saying it's better than all this, but I'm just saying, if you like a gun, use the gun, increase its damage, always increase damage. It doesn't hurt, right? And then you can do whatever you want to it. You can upgrade it with whatever you want. Just make sure whatever you're upgrading is something that you actually enjoy playing. Because what really sucks as a new player is seeing a new player guide and they say use the Zorus the second you get it. I got the Zorus. I don't enjoy it. I don't have fun with the Zorus. I don't like the glaives. So if I were to get that, follow the guide, craft it, mod the shit out of it, and it wasn't for me, I would have been kind of salty. But it is a melee weapon, so they're all kind of interchangeable, so it's not that big of a deal. But if that happened with a gun that was like a shotgun, for example, I don't like them, that would suck ass. Upgrade what you want to play, dude. Like, that's it. I feel like that's kind of obvious, but a lot of people like to follow guides. Avoid min-maxing early. I would say that's pretty important. What do you guys think? I would say it's just, again, it's honestly about having fun. Like, just don't burn yourself out. Eventually, you're going to get to a place called Neptune. You're going to get to Neptune, and then you're going to see the index. You're going to remember that one guy on YouTube or one guy on the Reddit said he made like 25 million off index on double credit weekend. Don't do that. Unless you know, like me or like somebody else, don't do that. You're going to hate your life. You're not going to have fun. You're going to think like that's the game. You're going to associate that feeling of dread with the game. Don't do that. Don't do it. Index is not fun. I hate index. They need to do something about index, dude. That shit makes me sad. It frustrates me. I think you're the minority who hates Index. I've never heard that from anyone else. Bro, I think Index is boring, dude. The only good thing about Index is the return on your investment. You put in 50K, you get 200K, you stay, you get 250K every round. It's cool. It's cool, dude. It's cool. It's just boring as shit. You run around waiting for shit to spawn half the time. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. It's boring. As a new player, man, that shit sucks. Like, later on, I have a goal in mind. I need the credits for something. That way, like, getting credits is nice. I can put up with it. But as a brand new player, you just go in there, you're like, oh, what the fuck? You don't find it fun to kill enemies and collect points? I would if there were more enemies. I don't think Index has a high enough spawn rate, to be honest. I don't. People are asking for Steel Path Index. Maybe that would make it interesting, you know, maybe it would actually have some challenge, because right now it's just shooty and then collect coin and then run around. I mean, it's not easy after a certain point. It's just, I don't know, I feel like the reward plus the gameplay does not make sense to me. It's boring as hell, dude. You're just there for points. The next one is do Morrow's weekly quest. I'm gonna say it's up here, it's big. So you're gonna get something called an Italian statue from Morrow in the Strata Relay? Any relay? No, Morrow's Bazaar. What am I thinking? It's called Morrow's Bazaar. Low impact? What the fuck are you talking about? Towards the end game, low impact. What? As a brand new player? Whoa, no, as a brand new player, dude, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it as useful. Okay, I'll put it as useful. But the thing is, as a brand new player, man, when you have like 2,000 endo and you think you're rich for a minute, and then you go upgrade a couple of mods, you're out of endo, you're like, what do? You go do your weekly, you fill it up with all the stars, and then you extract it. Do not sell, you extract it at Maru, and she gives you like 3.5 to 4.5K. It's insane for an MR2 or 3. You can even sell the sculptures for plat as a new player? Yeah, you could too. Yeah, dude. No matter what, it's low impact. What are you talking about? Hell no, dude. This is really good for new players. I feel like some of you guys forget what it's like to be like MR3-4. It's a long time ago, huh? Alright, don't sell frames. I think as a new player, I don't think you should be selling frames. It's kind of weird. Yeah, don't sell your frames, guys. Just save it. You get something later on to where you can throw, you can like eat your frame and then you use it for another ability or another stat, okay? I won't go into it, but I don't even have it unlocked, but just don't sell it. Save it, okay? You eventually need to get them eaten. I heavily regret selling most of my non-primes. Start with only like 3 slots, but then you can buy another one. I'll put it in, yeah, you're right. I'll put it in mixed bag. If you need the slot, get rid of it. Like, let's say you have Rhino. All right, I see. I get it now. Yeah, I guess, like, if you had Rhino and then you, I don't know, you ground something out and then you got a better frame. Like, maybe you went and farmed, like, Gauss Prime. Yeah, sell Rhino. For sure. All right, participate in weekly Deviri Circuit. If you've done Deviri Circuit, this is huge. I'll put it in useful. I won't put it in top tier. I think it's really useful because you could see frames. Like right now, I have Harrow, for example. Harrow's a pain in the ass to get from what I understand. He's not easy. And I have him on my circuit, and the circuit is essentially a gameplay loop where you can go in, you kill a ton of shit, you play the objective, and then it keeps ramping up every round. You get to a certain point to where you get like, you just gotta fill up your battle pass, your XP bar, and once it's capped out, you have all the frame parts. All right, another one is Master Movement and Parkour. It's top tier. And it's top tier because, one, you can go fast. I know I want to say, like, go at your own pace, and you should. But at the same time, apparently enemies are hard-coded. They are programmed to miss significantly more whenever you are moving, bullet jumping, rolling, and sliding, right? I don't know if it's that specifically, but from what I understand, it's whenever you're moving. Rolling has 75% damage reduction. That too, dude. I thought it was 90% if you had the mod that gave you a bonus to it. Even if 75%, it's still insane. Yeah, master your movement, guys. I'm gonna grab this, adjust sprint to toggle. I'm straight up gonna put this in risky because people keep saying this. Toggle can suck my nuts. Me too, man. I've been holding to sprint my whole life, so it's incredibly weird to think that people toggled their sprint. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm gonna put it in risky because if I started the game and I changed that setting, I wouldn't be playing Warframe. Do it the way you want. Holding pisses me off, gives me arthritis. I mean, to each their own. But, like, if you made it seem like a mandatory, you gotta do this, somebody might stop playing, dude. Yeah, it's an accessibility thing. Fair enough. Did I come up with all of these? No, chat did. Chat did, and I looked down the subreddit. It's a lot of people whining and complaining about, like, nerfs and shit, and then you see some, like, ooh stuff on there, so I don't go on there that often. I need to a little bit more, but no, this is mostly chat. Alright, understand damage types. It's not top tier because honestly, like, you can kill anything with anything for most of the star chart. I think the only time this is going to be really, really useful is whenever you get to a junction and you get your ass beat and you're like, why am I dying to slash damage? That's going to be pretty important to know why you're dying. Because for me, it took me a few times. Like, I didn't realize that I was dying. To be honest, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are they standing behind the pillar and then I'm losing health and then I die? And I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't see the dot on my HUD. Understand your damage types and then also understand their respective status types. Learn the heat viral works 95% of the time, at least for now. True. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit hard, right? Because the damage types are going to be changing. Or at least the way that they're calculated are going to be changed. So it will be a lot easier. Okay, next one. Upgrade stance and aura mods. I'm going to put this as useful because, like, again, like most of the star chart you can get through without needing the little bit of extra polarity. But for anybody who doesn't know, I have to remind myself this all the time. You have a separate mod that goes at the very top of your mod list for a weapon, like it's a stance or it's an aura, whether it's on a melee or your frame. Stance mods change the combos and attack variation of your weapon. They can also add things like guaranteed status chance, like my two-handed Akana, that adds a guaranteed slash on a heavy attack, and then you have aura mods, which affect the whole party. So if you have 4 people in a group and then they all have an aura mod, you have 4 extra buffs. It's really nice. And if you upgrade it, you get a shit ton of polarity, which means you can put more mods or higher level mods on your equipment. Not upgrading stance mods can be bad as you only get a moveset, so weapon can feel clunky and you stop using it. Hold on. Yeah, you just reminded me that's even a thing. So you upgrade to unlock more moves on a stance. So if you have a stance mod, it's like level 1, you could upgrade it to like level 3 or 4, and then you're going to get more movesets off it. I've seen someone drop a weapon because they didn't like the stance, but after upgrading it, they realized they were missing out on a really fast moveset and then liked it. I'm pretty sure I did the exact same thing like 2 weeks ago. And I think it was with the Grand Prime. Alright, the next one is Practice Mastery Rank Test. It's not really a big deal at all, to be honest, if you're comfortable with the mouse and keyboard, but the second you get to rank 9, like I did, and you didn't practice the spy mission, okay? Rank 9 spy mission, remember that. You gotta wait a whole day if you fail, so practice. I think it's top tier. I think it's really important, just practice, because I didn't even know it's a button, because you have MR test, begin, and then way at the bottom right, practice. It's low impact until MR9. Yeah, I would just build a habit of practicing your MR test. To be perfectly honest, I would. But this one's a little bit of a mixed bag because it depends on like what you mean by this, right? If you go look up a guide on like best Warframe settings, you might get some shit that's really good, or you might get some shit that's really bad. I don't know if you guys have ever logged onto a new game, you just downloaded it, you're really excited to play. Their performance isn't perfect, and you're a perfectionist. So you go to YouTube, best settings for XX game, not a game, but like, you know what I mean, fill in the blank. And then you go watch this video, and then it's some guy, instead of it being the video you want, which is like a 2-minute, like, click this, you get a guy who, like, says go into your NVIDIA settings, and then he tells you to change a bunch of shit, and then you go back into your game, and you're playing in 680. It's not good, alright? So it's a mixed bag. Like, you can find some really good guys, you can find some really shit ones. So just follow at your own risk. Or it's a video that's 27 minutes long, yeah, and they throw in a bunch of ads in there. They're like, yeah, anyway, guys, before we get back to the second setting 15 minutes into the video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Everybody loves the video where you go in and it's like 2 minutes and 23 seconds because you know he's not going to say shit. It's going to be some weird music from the original Xbox with the lava lamp background, and then he's going to click on all the shit and you just got to follow it. That's what you're looking for. Use Warframe.market. This is supposed to be .market, by the way. What do you guys think about using Warframe.market? Low impact to start. You know what? I agree. It's not even a big deal. What are they gonna sell? No. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it as useful because my brother is at the point in the game where he's like, he's not far in the game at all, right? What is he, like MR3-4? And he's bored of the frame that he's playing. So I told him about Warframe.market, and he went over there, bought Garuda Prime, and now he's really excited to play the game again. Stay out of trade chat. Stay the fuck out of trade chat. If you want to disable anything in the game, disable trade chat. This is not affiliated with Warframe. It's a separate website. It's a third party made by players. It's like a centralized trading hub online. People post their listing price, what they want, and then you go in there, you say you're willing to pay it, instead of arguing in trade chat and being fucking scammed. or having like a half hour of your time wasted. It's not even a supplement, it's a replacement to trade chat. I think it's good. I'll say mixed. I'll say mixed, because it can be useful, and it can just be like literally nothing and just stress out the new player. Yeah, useful when you need it, ignorable when you don't need it. Yeah, it's just information overload at that point. Okay, let allies revive you. This one's really big, and I still don't do it. If you die 4 times, and you revive yourself 4 times, you, 1, are out of revive, so you get to stay dead, then you consume experience points. So throughout missions, obviously you're going to level up your guns, your frames, your weapons, you know, your swords, whatever the fuck. You're going to level up everything. And what's going to happen is, if you die and you self-revive, you're going to spend that affinity to get back up, where you could have just let somebody else pick you up, and then you're not losing it. Like, I lost like half my experience, or a quarter of my experience one mission, just because I kept self-reviving. Alright, this one is going to be farm items of interest. I'm just going to say this is useful because it could mean a lot of things, but really what it is, if you see a frame and you think it looks cool, go get it. Just go get it. Like, if you want it, go get it. Like, for me, when I first started, I was like, what frame do I want? Gosling showed me Gauss, which he ended up gifting me later on, like a week later. But what I was doing on and off for like 5 days was pushing my star chart and my junctions because I wanted to get to Sedna so I could go farm him in Kappa. And that way I could play Gauss. And it was fun. Like, I had a good time. Like, I actually had a mission, I had a goal, and it makes the game a lot more enjoyable. Alright, so the next one is going to be play your way. Same kind of deal. This one's actually top tier. This one's like right here. Have fun, play your way. Bro, if somebody tells you to toggle sprint, tell them to shut up. You're going to play how you want. Unless you already toggle sprint, then say thank you. Like, some people just want to play the game super slow. They want to play Vauban, play like Batman. They want to duck and roll behind walls, throw out their traps, you know, and do whatever they want. And that's how you should play. Especially since there is a frame for everyone. Exactly. There's a frame for everybody. I really didn't believe the idea of that until I found my main. And my main is now Kalervo. I like Kalervo. He's a little bit edgy, but I like him. Buy weapons with credits. This one's really useful. You're going to get to a point in your new player experience where you've been using the same weapon for a little bit and you're going to be really bored. What I would recommend is, the second you get some credits, some extra credits, which you will, go to the in-game market. It's at a little hub in your orbiter. I'm sure you know where it is. And buy some weapons like the MK1 stuff with credits. Get them crafting. That way you have options. You have other things that you can try out. I think that'll kind of hold you over to whenever you do decide to hunt down a particular gun, because you do have to keep in mind it takes 12 to 24 hours to craft some stuff. So having those guns that don't take that long is kind of nice. I wish the game directly guided players to purchase the MK1 and Lex and Sakaras. I wish it did too, man, because you open the market, and remember guys, you click on an item, click purchase, and then it shows you that you can purchase it with credits or platinum. I didn't know that for the longest time. When I say longest, I mean a week. But a week for me, because I'm streaming it, was like 25, 30 hours into the game. It's a lot of time. And I had no clue that you could buy shit from the market with credits. So you can, just so you know. Do that early. Craft it. And then you have choices. It's really good. It's really good. Understand grinding options. Where I'm coming from here is, sure, I wanted something. I'm going to get that thing. I'm having a lot of fun. And now I'm getting a little burnt out. Stop doing it. Go do something else. Seriously. If you're just trying to bum rush the next planet and the next planet and the next planet and you're just getting burnt out from that, stop. Do what somebody said earlier. Click the blue dots. Complete other missions. Go back to an open world zone. Explore. Run around. Try crafting a new item. Grind out for a new item. There's a lot to do. Am I feeling burnt out? No. No, I am not. Not at all, dude. Just play the game. Farm for whatever you want. And just remember that this isn't World of Warcraft. You don't have to be farming the one thing right now to be better tomorrow. You can just farm whatever the fuck and be better in a couple of days. It's not even a big deal. Sadist play free? I play for free, man. But I also have Twitch chat, so like that helps a lot. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Earn platinum through trading. I'm going to say this is a mixed bag, because if you do it through trade chat, you're going to get shit on and your time's going to be wasted and you're not going to be in a good mood. I haven't done it, but I've seen it. Don't buy plat unless you can really afford it. But like, if you're playing Warframe and you're thinking to yourself, I really need platinum, I really got to get this thing, but you're really strapped for cash, or you don't think it's a responsible purchase, or you just don't want to buy it, don't feel like you need to buy it, everything's earnable in the game. You can go grind for blueprints, and then you take those blueprints and you go give them to other players, and those players give you platinum. You don't need to buy plat. You do not. At all. Alright, combine elemental mods. I'm just gonna say this is useful. If you're doing the thing up here where you're experimenting with mods, you'll find this out anyway. You can take 2 elements like cold and toxin, and you can make viral. Viral is kind of OP. It increases the amount of damage to health up to 325%. It's disgusting. Very strong. So I'll put it in useful because you don't need to know it right out of the gate because, again, to be honest, you'll be able to one-shot most things for a while. The last one is Mute Ortis. I forget who said this. I kept it in here because somebody had said it yesterday. I would say low impact, but for me, like, I've never muted him. I've never muted him, but I've thought about it. I've thought about it. That guy, like, he makes me mad sometimes, dude. He makes me mad. Yeah, you do lose some flavor, a little bit. I suppose if you want something a little edgier, mute Ortis, because he jokes a lot. Like, he's like a Marvel character, but he's not that bad. I wouldn't mute him. I'll say mixed bag, okay? It's also pretty low fucking impact for most people. It gets annoying when adjusting a lot of Arsenal stuff and he just yaps. Yeah, true. Sometimes he talks a little bit too frequently and then you go like an hour and you never hear from him. Yeah, he's not really that repetitive. I don't really remember a lot of the things that he says because it's all pretty dynamic. The only thing that he says a little bit too frequently is that that joke about Argon. What does he say, guys? He says something... Never mind, just move on. Like, I have heard it like 50 times and I always kick it out of my head. That's it for this thing. I'm actually gonna go through and I'll download it, I'll export it. I kinda wanna take that tier list and like turn it into a properly formatted video, but like my ass is too lazy.